What kind of maybe specific or practical advice did you give or would you give for the people that will be watching this video, hoping for just kind of tips for single life, getting instead a bunch of theology?
Yeah,
but
exactly. Practical theology.
But give them a bone.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the first thing I'd say is the answer is not simply stop pursuing that.
Okay.
Okay. And I think so often we just sit there and tell people, don't do that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help them because the bottom line is we're created to worship. And when I say worship, I mean give our heart to something, to long for something to come in and make us complete, make us whole. And so the answer is not just stop pursuing something. The answer is to pursue something greater. So Chalmers, one of the great dead men, he said that what we need is an expulsive power of a new affection. And essentially what he's saying is this. He's saying, rather than focusing on the things that you don't want to do, when you receive a greater vision of who Christ is, when you see how he fills all in all, when you see how he is better than the other thing, then the longing for the other thing dies, and you then pursue Christ. So, for example, the issue of loneliness. Jesus took on our loneliness in the crucifixion. So he was in this place where he was forsaken. First of all, in the garden, he was forsaken by his followers, his friends. They abandoned him. Then he was forsaken by his own Father on the cross. And we know this, and that all sin is a relational issue, a vertical relationship with God. But to recognize that Jesus took on our sin, suffering our loneliness, that we might be reconciled, brought into true relationship with the Father is beautiful. That no longer is yes, I still need relationship, but it's not by trying to become acceptable to someone. It's the fact that I'm already accepted in him because he became alone for me. That makes Jesus look beautiful. And it makes me say, you know what, I want that. And then as I start to pursue that, then I find that I'm not pursuing that as much or anymore. And so you have this new affection that expels other affections.
I mean, as a parent, I know all about the expulsive power of a new affection. When my son, at Photo Wildlife Park a while ago, I want to see the llamas, and say, well, that's great. Now we're going to see the cheetahs. Okay, and then he forsakes the old for something better. Yeah. And I thought of that Chalmers quote there at Photo Wildlife Park. It's like, this is the expulsive power of the new affection, but seeing something greater and more wonderful. And as Christ is proclaimed and Christ is apprehended as wonderful, I think that's what makes things turn your eyes upon Jesus, look full in his wonderful face, and the things on earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. A great old hymn. And so I think applicable to this and most situations, really.
Yeah.
So if you're saying to have a fuller view of who Christ is and what he has done.
Yes.
And that would make these other lesser saviors, it shows them for what they are.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other tips?
Yeah, I think it's important to put your finger on it. Okay? To actually name the issue. Like, why am I drawn to seeking approval from people? Okay. So name what the idol is. Surrender that idol to Christ and see how he actually is the true idol. How he's the true solution. And so, again, it's not about what I do and what I do. It's what he's already done. Okay. And so to really be in that place of, in a sense, it's hands off. And it's receiving what he's already done. Now, that takes faith. So you can't just sort of muster up strength to do that. You need to actually believe that, yes, I read that Christ did that, but I need to see that, that was for me. And so, if someone's struggling with that, saying, okay, I hear what you're saying, okay, I see that Jesus did that and he suffered that, but I'm just having trouble holding on to that, then pray that God will give you faith and keep renouncing those idols and keep asking Jesus to show himself to you and show you the gospel afresh over and over again. And idols, they like to come back up. John Kottman said the human heart's an idol factory. Yeah. And so as soon as I tear down one idol, it's like another one pops back up. And so that's why 1 John ends with this statement, keep yourselves from idols, because it's perpetual. That's why we always have to be looking to Jesus. It's not, I look to Jesus, idolatry is not an issue anymore, but it's continual in our walk with him, looking at what he's done and learning that he's done that for me. That actually he's the one that I'm looking for in this false thing.
Well, is there a third step, or is that it? Just see Jesus for who he is and put our finger on our sin and...
Yeah, I think that is it.
Yeah,
I think that's it. I'm trying to think of something else, but I can't. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, your one string guitar.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. So, can you summarize everything that we've said in a tweet?
Okay, in a tweet, 140 characters.
In a short blog post.
We desire what only God can give. We pursue the things only God can give by making his gifts themselves the pursuit, rather than the giver. The gifts are tasters to him.
Yeah.
And if we just go with the taster, we're left wanting and lacking. And we're left unfulfilled. But when we pursue him, who is greater than these little things that we elevate so high, then we see that those little things are nothing more than a window into the one that we really want to pursue.
Excellent. That's succinct.
Thank you.
Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for your time, Matt, and may God bless the work in London. And thanks for watching. Hope this is a blessing.
Thank you.